Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Sunday, July the 17th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only Mr. Josh Crash Davis, who has announced that he is starting a winning streak on Sundays, and it starts today with this awesome MLB slate.
Yeah, I really like this slate today. Usually Sundays are kind of different and tricky, and the lineups are kind of weird, but hopefully they'll go with more traditional lineups, and we'll have a lot of success today.
I think we are. I'm confident with it. I really like the slate as well. We've got 13 games on the main slate for Yahoo starting at 135 and 10 games on Draftkings and Fanduel, also both starting at 135. So we're going to hit all of those games. We'll go over all of the information as we normally do. And we'll come up with also our pay up value pitchers, our BVPs, HRs, stacks, all the fun stuff. Then we'll also give you our two best PrizePicks plays of the day for MLB. And then we decided we're going to add a two brains are better than one Fanduel GPP again today because we both like the slate so much. So we want to share the wealth, get everybody winning some cash here. So
Yep.
You ready for some weather updates here?
Yeah, we do have a few weather issues today, so
We do. The game that I'm not putting anybody in yet, and we'll follow it. We've got 4 or 5 hours until first pitch, but is that Detroit Cleveland game is really the one that scares me. It's looks just like a ton of rain, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop, kind of thing. So not feeling good about that one. That one definitely not going to be in the initial build. And then other than that, we have some pretty sharp looking scattered storms in St. Louis. So Cincy, St. Louis, want to keep an eye very closely on that one. Other than that, I think we're going to be good, Crash. The Cubs and hosting the Mets.
yeah.
A little chance of rain there, but we should be fine. And then just because there's a chance of a shower in Washington, you never know what they're going to do, with the Nationals. So we'll watch that one, but shouldn't be too bad. Like I say, Cleveland could be a washout, St. Louis something to watch for sure. But other than that, I think we're going to be in good shape.
Yeah, I hope so.
I know. That would screw up the slate a little bit if we had a bunch of games get knocked out. So hopefully that's not the case. All right, so let's set the stage here, like we always do, to give you an idea of what's going on. Again, the game that we're not including is the 12:05 game. Just so you know, it's Kansas City and Toronto with a total of 9. If you're going to play that one. And it is a really lopsided solo game there. 2.90 implied for KC, 6.10 for Toronto. You don't see 6.
No, you don't.
Very often, unless it's a Coors game or a Win Cubs game. So,
right.
Weird one. But it's Bubic versus Berrios if you're playing that one. So, good luck to you if you're going one-on-one there in that showdown slate.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Atlanta Braves, Washington Nationals. I'm going to update to make sure we don't, because I do not have a line there for that one yet on the over/under or totals. I don't know if you do. Maybe I have it on my second site.
I don't think.
Let's double check.
Has Washington confirmed their pitcher yet? I don't know that they have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Right now, it's a Spencer Strider for Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's locked in. But Washington, I have a projected starter of Josh Rogers, the lefty, 2-2 with a 5.13. But I think that on the other site, I have Erasmo Ramirez. So I think the jury's out on the Washington pitcher for right now.
Seems like a day to play Atlanta to me.
Yeah, definitely. 85 degrees in Washington, slight wind blowing out with a chance of a shower or two. Game 2, Boston Yankees are going to finish up their series. It is a nice day in New York, 84 degrees, slight wind blowing in from right center. Not that that matters with that short porch. 8 is the total, 3.28 implied for Boston, 4.72 for the Yankees. Man, did they bring out the lumber yesterday?
Oh, man.
Lord. How about this matchup, though? Chris Sale comes back, 8.2K, and Garrett Cole, 10.5K. Now, that is a fun game to watch.
Yeah. It should be a good one.
It is. 140 is the next game. Detroit at Cleveland. That's the game we think could definitely get rained out. Big chance, 79% chance of rain at first pitch. That's not good. 7.5 is the total. If they do go, 288, 2.88 for Detroit, 4.62 implied for Cleveland. Tyler Alexander, 5.9K, and Shane Bieber, 9.4K, which wouldn't be a bad matchup for him against Detroit, who does not hit well, but I don't think that game plays. Yeah. All right, Philadelphia at Miami. That game's at 140 in the Dome in Miami. A total of just 7, 3.87 for the Phillies, 3.13 for the Marlins. Aaron Nola, 9.9K versus Trevor Rogers, 7.6K. Next one, also at 140, also in Florida, and also in a dome. It's Baltimore at Tampa, 7.5 that total, 3.34 implied for Baltimore, 4.16 for Tampa. Jordan Lyles at 7.2K, and Corey Kluber, 7.9. 2:10 game, Oakland at Houston. The theme of the dome continues. Small total for Oakland, 2.86 implied. Pretty pathetic. And then Houston, 5.14. So monster favorites here. You get probably that win plus with Odorizzi, and he's 8K. And Cap, I can never say his name.
Caprillion?
Yeah, I don't know why I get stuck on it. It's not hard. Caprillion, but I look at it in the I's, E's, and A's. I think I'm playing Wheel of Fortune. I don't have any vowels left. Caprillion's only 5.3K, and deservedly so. He has not been good. 2:10 as well, Chicago at Minnesota. There is no line on this one that I have yet. I'm not sure why, because it looks like to me it's going to be Dylan Cease at 9K versus Chris Archer at 6.8. So let me double check the other site just to make sure that's the matchup I have there as well. But there is no line set there just yet. And it looks like it's going to be 86 warm degrees in Minnesota. That's hot for Minnesota.
It is, yeah.
Yep, and just a slight breeze there. The game that we said we may see a shower, Cincinnati at St. Louis. That game starts at 2:15. It is an 8.5 total, 3.64 implied for the Reds, and 4.86 for the Cardinals. The youngster Graham Ashcraft at 7K, and the veteran Steven Matz at 8.7K. Pretty expensive for Matz. I get it. Then we have another game that I have. I do not have a line on. This is weird to not have this many lines this early. I'm not sure what the deal is, but it's the Mets and Cubs, and it is 72 comfortable degrees, slight breeze blowing in from left center at 9 miles an hour. We've got David Peterson, the lefty, at 7.8K, and Adrian Sampson, the righty, at 6.9. So I'm going to, since we don't have a line there, I'm also going to double check. Yep, Peterson, Sampson. So we will see when that line jumps forward. All right, next one, we've got more than likely the roof closed yet again in Texas because of the heat. It's the Seattle Mariners at Texas Rangers. The total is 9. It's a 2:35 p.m. game. Big totals here, 4.79 implied for Seattle and 4.21 for the Rangers. Chris Flexen at 7 and 7.3K salary versus Glenn Otto with his 6.2K salary. Next game is the Pittsburgh Pirates at Colorado Rockies. That is a Coors game, as we know, and I do not have a line set up on that one yet either. It's going to be a big one. They're probably just bracing for it. Would you believe it's 94 degrees in Colorado today?
Wow.
It's supposed to be. I know, I couldn't believe it. I double checked it, and it is mid 90s in Colorado. So good Lord, who knows what that's going to happen there. So that's going to be a big, discussion here. Do you stack that game or do you not? I mean, I don't know. 94 degrees in Colorado, and it doesn't even have much of a wind blowing in or anything. So just sort of a calm, hot day there. And two pitchers that aren't anything to write home about. Bryce Wilson, 5.8K for Pittsburgh, and Austin Gomber, the lefty, at 6.2K. So I don't know. What do you think that line's going to be, like 12?
Yeah, probably. Now, I don't know. Are they – I know they're not on FanDuel on the main slate. Are they on DraftKings?
You know what? That's a great question. I can look.
Because I don't think they are, actually. No, they're not.
Wow. They're not. Okay.
Yeah,
they're on Yahoo, though.
On Yahoo? Okay.
Yeah, they're not on the other two. Interesting. Well, I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's a better slate without them.
Yeah.
It really is.
I agree.
I'm happy. I am happy because when I was building my initial lineup, the holder lineup for DraftKings, I didn't have anybody from that game, but that's why, because it's not on there. So, but all 13 games that start at 135 or later are on Yahoo. So if you really want to stack that game, then that's the site to go to today. But I'm glad. I don't like when it's just so chalky. It's a joke,
Yeah,
all right,
definitely.
The last two we have a 405 Milwaukee Brewers, San Francisco Giants. And you know a little bit about that series. You've been watching that one closely. 12-mile-an-hour wind blowing out to left, but only 60 degrees. Nice and cool in San Fran. 7.5 total, 3.4 for the Brewers, and Aaron Ashby, the lefty, that's 7.5K. Against the righty Logan Webb at 9.8K, and they have a 4.06 implied total. The last game, 410, Arizona Diamondbacks versus San Diego Padres. And then we've got the MLB break here for the All-Star game. So the last game before we take a little break here for baseball, it's the Arizona Diamondbacks Padres, 78 degrees, breeze blowing out to right center, 8 miles an hour. You've got 3.36 implied for Arizona, 4.14 for the Pods. Merrill Kelly and his 8.9K salary versus Mike Clevenger and his 8.4K salary. So that's the way it looks for this last set of games before the All-Star break. Are you ready? Narrow it down. You're ready? All right. What do you have for a pay-up pitcher today, Crash?
My pay-up pitcher is going to be Spencer Strider. He's 10K on FanDuel, 9,200 on DraftKings. He's probably been one of the bigger surprises this season for starting pitchers. He started out in their bullpen this year, and he's arguably their ace now. So he last faced Washington on June 15th. He pitched 5 2/3 innings, struck out 11, and allowed 2 runs for 50 fantasy points.
Is that all?
Yeah. I like the matchup against the Washington team that's been struggling to score. They don't usually strike out a lot, but they did have 11 strikeouts the last time they faced him. So he's definitely capable of getting strikeouts against them. I think Aaron Nola and Shane Bieber, if the weather holds up, would probably be my other 2 favorite options besides Strider up top. But I just like the matchup for him the most. Garrett Cole's been struggling with Boston when he's faced them this year. And I don't really like Dylan Cease as the most expensive pitcher on FanDuel going up against Minnesota. Like you said, it's going to be warm there today. On DraftKings, I do like Cease a little bit more. He's only 9K. But overall, Strider is my favorite pay-up option.
I got you. Let me give you a little bit more info on Spencer Strider that's going to sort of blow your mind if you haven't been paying attention. In his last 4 starts, he's pitched 22 and 2/3 innings, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's only given up 13 hits in that whole entire time and 2 earned runs over 22 and 2/3 innings. And guess what? It was against the Dodgers, St. Louis, at Cincinnati in that little ballpark, and the Mets.
Wow.
So he had 4 very tough
Yeah.
opponents. And here's the part that's really crazy. Take a stab out of the air. How many strikeouts has he had in those 4 games?
51.
Almost 48 strikeouts.
Wow.
So you got 22 and 2/3 innings, 48 strikeouts, only 13 hits, 2 earned runs. I mean, unbelievable.
That's insane. Yeah.
I mean, you can't. That's a stretch that that's an epic stretch right there. That I don't think people have any idea that he's been doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's total dominance.
Yep.
He's 100% my favorite pitcher. I'll have him in every single contest, on every single site, in every GPP, 150 max entries, single entry, head-to-head, you name it. I mean, just the guy's just been fantastic, and he gets to go against this Washington team that has to be embarrassed beyond human belief. How do you pass up? Explain this to me, Crash.
Yeah.
$440 million, okay? He's 23 years old, and guess what? It would have been the most guaranteed money in any contract in the history of sports. We're not talking about just baseball. They were going to give him so much guaranteed money, they did not think there was any way he could pass this up. And you know, he's locked up for 2 more years after this.
Wow.
So it is one of the strangest things I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe that he's passing up that money to be the highest paid guaranteed money in the history of sports, and he won't stay. And it's not like he's a free agent at the end of this year. He's got 2 more years locked up. So anyway, I thought that was just an amazing story. But if that poor franchise isn't in shambles, I don't know what is. But I don't know how you recover from something like that.
There's a lot of Brewer fans that are wanting them to trade for him, but I don't know. We'd have to trade. I don't know what we'd have to trade. I mean,
he'll probably take the biggest haul of any trade ever, maybe. I mean,
yeah.
I am 23 years old with triple crown potential. Yeah, but wow, that is a hell of a story. But yeah, it really is. But I think Strider is a terrific play today. I mean, he's 4-2 with the 2.56 ERA. So you think, okay, guy's good. But when you look at those last 4 starts against 4 really good teams, I don't care if it was 4 starts against the A's. That's impressive. But the teams that he pitched it against, I'm so impressed with him.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him myself too.
I'll give you my. By the way, he's 9,200 as you said on DraftKings, which is way too cheap. $10K on Fanduel, still a little too cheap. Only $41 on Yahoo. So I just love Strider. I'm going to go, since he's such a bargain as such an ace, I'm going to go with a value / second 1A pitcher. I'm going with Dylan Cease. He's $9K on DraftKings, too cheap. 10.6 on FanDuel's the right price, and $50 on Yahoo, which is the right price. But I think he's just that. I love the Strider Cease. I don't care what anybody says, and you're going to call me crazy. So since I'm on a tangent here, I'm just going to keep going. I'd take Strider and Cease over Cole, Nola, or in a heartbeat. And those two are the big guys everybody is talking about. Cole, Nola, they're the big money guys, the big strikeout guys, and I personally like Strider and Cease better. If all 4 were priced the same, I still like Strider and Cease over Cole and Nola. So how's that for a hot take stance?
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. the Marlins see Nola a lot, so I think that plays a lot into it for me. And I just think that Cole is just, like I said, he's really struggled against Boston this year. So,
do you have Baby Yoda in the frame just because I'm doing a Baby Yoda? Have you seen him on Saturday Night Live with the little arms?
no, I
It's
haven't.
hilarious. But anyway, that's my take there. So there you go. Strider and Cease are my pitchers. I'm fading Cole and Nola, and I don't know how of course, you know, Chris Sale is a stud, but not first start back. I mean, and
No.
having to go against Yankees that hit 26 homers a game. I mean, just too much of a pull there. So anyway, sorry to go way out of turn.
No, that's okay.
I was just so fired up for the pitching today.
Yeah. There's some serious BVP in the Yankees' favor in that matchup too. So
who's your value and fade pitchers?
My value pitcher is Jake Odorizzi. As I mentioned, I thought he was going to get the start yesterday, and they changed it. So I do like him today. He's 8,900 on Fanduel, 8,000 on DraftKings, going up against Oakland. He just faced them exactly a week ago. It was last Sunday. He pitched 7 shutout innings. He struck out 7 for 52 fantasy points. It was his best start of the year. Oakland scored the second fewest runs per game at only 3.32, and they had the 10th highest strikeout rate. So I like Odorizzi at home against Oakland.
I love that play. I think he's a solid play today too at the right price.
Yeah.
Are you going to have the courage to fade Cole or Nola with me, or?
Yeah, I'm fading them both. Yeah.
Are you? Wow. Yeah. Well, you can't say we're chalk players here, or we just go with the big money guys. That's for sure.
Yeah. So your value is Cease then? Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Or Strider. They're interchangeable,
Yeah. And then so that goes into our fade pitcher, which is Garrett Cole for me. Okay. 10-4 on Fanduel, 10-5 on DraftKings. His last start was on July 7th against Boston. He pitched 6 innings. He allowed 5 runs on 5 hits for 30 fantasy points.
I know.
And then on opening day, which was in New York, he pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 runs for only 12 fantasy points. So there's just too many good options on this slate to go to a matchup like that against Boston. So yeah, I'm just going to fade Cole.
Yeah, and I know he gets points because of strikeouts, even if he gives up runs. So I get that, and I don't think he's a terrible play. And I know Nola also faces Miami, which isn't a terrible play. So I'm not saying these guys are going to get blown out of the water, but they're expensive, way too expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Why risk it with one of them when you can just play Strider or Cease like you're talking about?
Or Odorizzi. I mean, I'm with you on that one too.
Yeah.
Then you save it for the bats because we definitely have some good hitting spots today as well.
For sure.
All right, BVP, what do you got?
I've got Josh Donaldson. Now, they moved his price way up on DraftKings.
Oh, my gosh. I couldn't believe how much they moved it up.
He's 3,100 on FanDuel, so he's still a good price over there, but 5,300 on DraftKings.
I think he jumped like almost $2,000. I mean, he was so
he was
cheap.
Like 32 or something, I think.
Somewhere
around there. But anyway, he's 5,300 now. But he has 10 hits and 35 at bats against Chris Sale with 5 singles and 5 home runs. So
that's
a pretty decent sample.
Definitely hit him well.
Yeah, I like Donaldson.
I agree with you. I like it. I'm going to go with Rhys Hoskins against Trevor Rogers. Yep, he's batting a cool 500 against him with 3 dingers, 8 RBIs. He's walked twice. So, when you're staring at a 1777 OPS, a 1214 slugging, that's ridiculous. 563 OBP and a 500 average. Small sample size, but 7 for 14 with a couple of walks and 4 extra base hits. And I love Rhys Hoskins anyway, man. He's tough. And going against the lefty Rogers in Miami, Hoskins is my BVP play.
I like it.
How about your HR call?
My home run call, it's kind of cheating, but the way that he's been hitting Garrett Cole, I got to go with Devers. He's hit 320 against him with 8 hits and 25 at bats. Now, the thing is, he's got 2 singles and 6 home runs.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my home run call.
That home run he hit yesterday was out of this world, man. It just
I know.
like a moonshot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't get cheated on his swings. He goes for the downs. Yeah, no doubt. I use your BVP play as my home run call in Donaldson, like you said.
Yeah.
Just 5 homers against Sale, and Donaldson's hitting the ball great.
Right.
And he's been a Boston killer on top of that this year so far. So, I just think Sale, unless Sale pitches around him a little bit, I mean, that's always possible because he knows he's got such, good BVP against him. So, it's possible. But I just think, if he catches a hold of one, just such a great park to homer in. And I don't think Sale goes super deep, obviously, first game back. So he should get a few swings against the bullpen, so we'll see how that goes. But JD's my home run call. But I don't know if I can spend $5,300 for him on DraftKings. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's really expensive. And the thing is like, even if they try to pitch around him, I mean, you still got to go with Rizzo and Stanton and Judge. I mean, it's a tough lineup. And the Mayhew has 6 hits and 9 at bats against Sale with 3 home runs. So
good Lord.
I mean,
welcome back to the big Sale. What a nice matchup for you.
Yeah. So,
by the way, I told you that the pitcher for Boston was just about to get his, ripped off because he was not looking good and he got killed.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Pivetta.
Yeah. You could tell he was leaking oil. And I mean, in retrospect, I'm really mad at myself because that was my biggest comments, on the pod yesterday was Pivetta was going to get smashed. Yeah. And I didn't stack enough Yankees or the right ones.
The right ones. Yeah.
Yeah. But
dadgum Matt Carpenter, man, ever since he went to the Yankees, I mean, they thought he was done in St. Louis. So
oh my goodness. Yeah. He's probably the story of the first half. He's got 17 homers.
I know.
He's had 17 homers in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So
it's insane.
Yeah. Good for him though. I like to see guys that lose it and then they can get it back. That's pretty cool. All right, man. Stacks. One of the most important things. Before we do that, though, we haven't had any ad reads of any kind yet. So
true, that's true.
Real quickly here, if you're enjoying this and you listen to us on a daily basis, come join the family here. Go to dfscoachtalk.com. I finally looked it up to make sure I wouldn't say the dates, but from today until October 1st, that's the official date, Crash.
Okay.
It's the MLB second half special. So we know today's the end of the first half of the MLB with the All-Star game and All-Star break starting tomorrow. $110. You get everything we have here from now all the way through till October 1st. That's all of our baseball, which is 1 million games. We've got NASCAR, which plays today. We're fired up about that. All our PGA and Live Golf. We cover both of them, including the majors. Excited. I can't wait to go watch the Open today, 4th round of that. We supply for weekend lineups, all kinds of PGA stuff. MMA, which has been real popular. We've got Mike and Colin doing MMA for us. That's been terrific. And then you get the first month of the NFL because this goes all the way till October 1st. So if we're going to join us and you wanted a deal, this is the deal that you've been looking for. Just go to DFS Coach Talk, sign up for the second half MLB package, and you'll be all set with everything. And when you come in, you don't just get the second half MLB, you get everything that we have. Once you're part of the family here, you don't have to pay each individual sport. You just get everything that we have. So DFSCoachTalk.com. If you just want to try a few days out first, you can grab a 3-day pass for $10, 5-day pass for 19, a week for 25. So there's lots of options for small packages if you want to test this out first. But we'd love to have you. And we think that this is going to be a great stretch for us here. We're very focused in on all kinds of stuff going on. We're also going to start some NFL podcasts prior to the season, breaking down for Boom Sports. We're going to be breaking down positions and just preparations for either NFL best balls that you may be playing, or if you're just preparing for your annual league that you play, like the old school fantasy sports, and also just you can never prepare too early for daily fantasy. And NFL, we know it's the most competitive. More people play that than anything else. So we're going to get you completely ready here at Coach Talk. The other thing is, Crash, I didn't check this morning, but I think we've reached a milestone of over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you to our listeners out there. That means the world to us. And if you haven't done that yet and you're watching on YouTube right now, hit the thumbs up real quickly. Hit the subscribe button. Get on our chase to 3,000 now. That's our next milestone. And we'd love to have you do that. And hit the little alarm in the upper corner. That also gets you, alerts you when any of our podcasts post at all. So that's really awesome. And then I happened to look at something else, Crash. Do you know that we've had over 750,000 people listen in minutes-wise to our podcast? We're approaching 1 million minutes.
No, I didn't.
Isn't that crazy? I mean,
it is
hard to believe. And well over 1,000 podcasts as well. So, man, it's time flies, and really wanted to give a thank you out there to everybody that has joined in and listened in on a daily basis. So give us comments, whatever. We really do appreciate that. If you want to catch us on Twitter, the last thing, then you can catch us all at DFS Coach Talk. I am at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi, and Crash is at JP Davis 1982. All right, sir. A long-winded intro into stacks. What do you got?
As I mentioned earlier, I like Atlanta. I guess they're going to be starting against Josh Rogers, it looks like. But, I mean, just whoever they go against lately, they've been looking really good. So I like Atlanta. I also like Houston against James Caprillion. Seattle's won 13 straight, so I don't know how you couldn't go to them against Glenn Otto. And then I think they may be lower owned today, but I think, I like the Yankees with all this BVP that we've been talking about. Hopefully they're lower owned. So in a GPP, if they are, I like the Yankees.
Yep. I think those are smart stacks. I mean, there's some obvious stacks. If you're playing Yahoo, certainly don't forget about the Rockies game.
Yeah, the Rockies and the Pirates game.
That's a no-brainer. And then, but on FanDuel and DraftKings, I'm gonna target two specific games as opposed to just the teams. There are two games that I like the over on, and two games that I think will be decent, really decent amount of runs scored. One being Seattle at Texas, Chris Flexen and Glenn Otto. I think both guys are very hittable. As you said, Seattle's on a serious roll. They're looking for 14 in a row, which is a pretty good accomplishment. I think they'll score some runs, and don't, be surprised if Texas doesn't throw some up on the board on Flexen. So that's a game I think, you can really focus on, to get some big scores, mini stacks, 3 guys each side kind of thing. I think would be terrific. The other game that I'm going to focus on is, and it's a surprise one you're not going to expect here, sort of like the Baltimore-Tampa game. It's only 7.5. I'm just not a Lyles or Kluber guy anymore.
Yeah.
Kluber, he's trying to do it, but he's picking corners and trying to get it done. I just am not, he's not what he used to be. and he doesn't have the velocity he did. So there are guys on both sides of the ball here I think can do well. I mean, I wouldn't monster stack the Orioles or Rays, but man, a sneaky little 3 guy like Santander, Mountcastle, or Hayes, or on the other side, if you wanted to go a Ramirez, Choi, a Rosarena, something of that nature, I think can really be pretty contrarian and can get you over the top as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sir. Prize picks. Let's give our top 2 prize picks plays. I've already posted 4 of them in Discord for our members. So I'm going to cherry pick 2 of those, but would you like to share your prize picks plays of the day with our listeners?
Yeah, I'm going to go with my home run call, which is Rafael Devers over 7 fantasy score. And then I'm going to go with Spencer Strider, as we've been talking about, all the strikeouts he's been getting, over 7.5 strikeouts.
I like it. I think that is a fantastic play. I'm going to go with Spencer Strider over 42.5 fantasy points. I know that's a pretty healthy number. 42.5 is pretty solid, but strikeouts, man, I just think he can get there. Like you said before, I think he can get to that 50-point mark. I have him projected at 46. So 42.5 over Spencer Strider. And then I'm going with Rhys Hoskins, who is my BVP guy. He's only 7.5 on the total. So I'm going to go 7.5 over. I love when it's, they have really good players in that 7, 6.5, 7, 7.5 range. I'll take that all day long. So Rhys Hoskins, 7.5 over, my second play of the day.
Hey, Coach, I'm going to have to run just real quick. I will be right back.
No problem.
All right.
They must have a dog issue there. All right, I am going to start getting together our MLB 2 brains are better than one Fanduel GPP. And what we're going to do is when Crash jumps back in here, we are going to select that. We'll go fill out an entire lineup. And again, this is a GPP play. We're going to try to be a little different. We don't want to take chalk guys all the way up and down the board here so that we can build something that you can take a 1 bullet shot and maybe take down a big event. I'm also going to take a quick look here. Let's see if we got any of those lines in that we hadn't had earlier. So let's see here. For Atlanta, Washington, let's see. No line still, but it looks like Strider versus Rogers is still what we have listed. And let's see if we got any of the other lines in. We have, no line on Chicago, Minnesota. Cease versus Archer. I'm not sure why we're not getting a line there. Must be one of the key players must be questionable for that one as well. And then there was a third game. Yep. If you're playing Yahoo, that Pirates Rockies, I don't think Vegas is terrified to set that line. Mid-90s in Colorado. So good Lord, that maybe it'll be higher than, maybe it'll be 12.5 once they set it. I don't know, but it's going to be a pretty aggressive line with those 2 pitchers going in. But other than that, we'll update those as we go. And hopefully, that'll help lead to some big winners for you. Also wanted to mention, if you want to subscribe to listen to us each day, you can just jump right on YouTube right now. If you're watching there, hit that subscribe button, and really the alert is the key, because if it's amazing how many podcasts we have coming up. And if you don't have that alert, you forget that they're going. And what we do is we record ours rather than go live, because we want to give some shelf life to it during the day. So we do that ahead of time. We record them, but we do sit in on the premieres a lot so that, we can comment and get in chat with you and go through it there. So you definitely want to do that. And if you're listening to us on any of our audio podcast landing sites like Spotify, Apple Podcast, Podbean, Stitcher. Take a second, give us a 5-star rating there and put a little comment. This way, if you do that at the end of the month, which we're over halfway through already, we're going to draw, Colin will do a randomizer, draw someone that is given us the 5-star and comment, and they will win a 1-month membership at DFS Coach Talk. All right, Crash, as normal, it was no problem me chattering away while you made your quick dog run or whatever it was, or pee run, we'll call it, maybe. But whatever it was, we'll let you have the pass. We won't pry.
Yeah.
And let's go with our 2 brains are better than one. GPP play. I can't remember whose turn is it to pick first. Probably yours.
Yeah, I think it is. And I'm going to go with, as we mentioned, we'll have him everywhere today, Spencer Strider.
I don't like him today. Just kidding. I had spent 15 minutes talking about our man, Spencer Strider.
Right.
And he is my favorite. I'm going with my buddy that usually comes through for me, Mr. Reese Hoskins.
Okay.
He's expensive. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, there he is. Where are we at? 3,400 stings a little bit, but it's all right.
Yeah. I'm going to go with, how much is he? 31, I think. Yeah. Donaldson at third base.
Yeah. We both, between the two of us, we have him picked.
Yeah.
He's playable on FanDuel, a little bit hard to swallow on DraftKings, but
right.
But I like him, man. I like him. All right, let's see here. We've got $3,083 a guy the rest of the way. So this is where we have to be a little more strategic. Because we want to get a little value in here. And I want to try to tap into some of the plays, but I don't want to overspend. I think I'm going to go with, you know what I want? I'll tell you the guy that I want. And he's not overpriced. And I don't think the weather's going to be an issue there. I want Nolan Gorman, 2,700 second base. I think he goes deep today. He was almost my random shot home run call.
I'm going to go with the guy I mentioned earlier. It'll give us a little bit of a Yankees stack. DJ LeMahieu at utility.
Okay. LeMahieu is 3,300. So we're still at 3,125, which is not bad. It's so different. I built an initial lineup on DraftKings, but not on FanDuel yet.
Yeah, it's a lot different.
The pricing is just way different today. All right, I got another weird pick for you, but that's okay. This is a GPP, right?
Right.
I like Nico Horner. I've played him twice, and he's homered both times. So why not a third? He's only 2,800, and I remember you're probably too young to remember the Braves' Bob Horner. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Big, bulky third baseman, tons of power. He was on the Dale Murphy teams and those weird Atlanta teams. A big power hitter, but it's spelled differently. This Horner's Horner. No E for the other Bob Horner. So no relation, but hopefully just as much power.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, and I do like Dylan Cease, so don't think I don't, but I'm going to go with Max Kepler.
Kepler, oh my goodness. I know his BVP's good, but Cease is going to mow him down today, sir. All right.
We'll give him some value, 2,700. So.
It's all good. 3,500 is a lot per guy here. And so let's see. I'm going to take, I got to get some Orioles or Tampa Bay. I like both of those teams. We have none of them. I'm going to take Santander at 3,200.
Okay.
That gives you 3,800. Good Lord.
Yeah, I think I can work with that. Let's see.
Oh, no, your favorite player in the history of baseball. You got to take him, don't you? Your adopted son.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. Oh, do I take him or Stanton?
I know. And you got Rodriguez, Schwarber, and Stanton and Buxton. Good Lord. You can't go wrong. I wish we could take them all.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. 2 for 6 against Sale. Rodriguez, I'm sure he's probably never faced Glenn Otto, has he?
I doubt it. If he has,
I
wouldn't think he's very fearful of him.
Right. Let me look real quick, see if he
take your time. This could be big because one of these four guys, Rodriguez, Schwarber, Stanton, or Buxton, somebody's going deep here for sure.
Yeah, is Schwarber against Trevor Rogers? Is that right?
Correct. Lefty on lefty.
Yeah.
That's the only scary thing. But Schwarber's, God, he's been hitting home runs.
Mm-hmm. Schwarber is, let's see what his numbers are.
He's definitely better against righties. There's no doubt about that. But
yeah, he hasn't faced him before, so I bet they're holding him out of the lineup when they face him. I'm gonna go with goodness. This is a tough one. I'm gonna take the Yankee stack. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Stanton. Yeah.
Rodriguez is gonna haunt you going into the All-Star. You're gonna have to sit on this Julio Rodriguez double dong for 5 days.
I've got him in my other lineup, so hey, that'll even
awesome. Awesome. All right, here's the two brains are better than one lineup. Hopefully, nothing changes. We did skip the picking anybody in that game we think is going to reign. So here's we go: Spencer Strider, Rhys Hoskins, Nolan Gorman, Josh Donaldson, Nico Horner, Max Kepler, Anthony Santander, Giancarlo, Mike Stanton, and DJ LeMahieu. There you go. Spent every penny. Oh, no, we have $100 to spare. So we got that in the tank if we need it.
Yeah.
Nice little mini Yankees stack. Probably 1, 4, 6. I don't know if you call that a stack or a scatter. We'll call it a scatter.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it rolls. Hopefully Strider, with all that love I showed him, can come up and show it.
Yeah. Other than Stanton, they should be lower owned Yankees. So, they're usually not as high owned as the Judges and the Rizzos and those guys, Stanton. But
yeah. I'm with you, man. All right. I think that's it. Anything else?
No. I think we covered it well.
And we got a big baseball break coming.
What are we going to do this week?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm not going to have any idea. And then coming off a major in golf, it'll be a quieter week there. It's going to be a week of and the summer league ends today too.
Summer league ends today. There's really nothing going on. So
wow.
Break out the KBO.
Oh God, please no. We'll be up at 3:00 in the morning again.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But anyway, we'll be back this week for sure, between the sports. We know that we've got all kinds of stuff coming up this coming weekend, but definitely if you hit that subscribe button and alert, you'll know when our podcasts do post. We will supply lineups, by the way, for our members for the All-Star game. We'll do that, and we'll have some home run prop stuff up there, some PrizePicks Plays. So we'll have stuff going throughout the week. And, as we're talking about that, since it's going to be such a quiet week, really, this is going to be the only quiet week that we have for a long, long time. Because really with baseball then after this and all the other sports that start coming back in, this probably will be the quietest week that we have in the next maybe 10 months. So
I know.
It's crazy. But if somebody wants to come in and try us out for the 3 or 5 day or something, certainly not a good idea to buy that today or tomorrow because we're not supplying that much this week. But do this. Shoot me a message on Twitter. I'm at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi, or you can send it to at DFS Coach Talk. And if you want to just dabble in there and check us out this week, we'll give a little extension. Instead of giving just a 3-day pass or whatever, we'll make it a week. Instead of a 5-day, we'll make it a 2-week. We'll make an extension on that so that you have a chance to really get supplied some lineups and try us out. So, but really the best thing to do is go after that special, that second half MLB, because the all told, $110 all the way till October 1st is the way to go. So go to dfscoachtalk.com and you can finish that up there. So that is it, my friend. We better get cracking here so we can get this out plenty early for everybody to listen to for the earlier 1:35 slate. Any final words? Probably for, at least maybe 3, 4, 5 days, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, just going to enjoy the break and, get ready to get back at it on Friday, I think it is, or Thursday. I think it's Friday. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. So it's it'll be cool. Maybe we'll get one of those initial NFL breakdown videos or podcasts going. So
yeah, I thought about that too.
Maybe may have to break in our man Steven, get him on here, our new NFL guy that's going to be joining Crash to get things done. So, all right, my friends, appreciate all of you very much. You have a wonderful Sunday and a great week. Enjoy the break. And we'll certainly be back this week as we'll be looking to crush it in all of our DFS and PrizePicks sports.